Right, if you've woken up one day and thought, is this really the fucking life that I want to live day in, day out? And is this all that life is supposed to be? Do not worry, you are not alone. Problem is, these days, we are made sit for literally 8 hours of our 24 hours building somebody else's dream, while ours are just sat there waiting on standby while we are going through a bunch of shit. Look, life goes fast and we all absolutely know it. And with that fact on hand, we all have limited time to actually create the life that we actually want, something valuable, something fulfilling. And I am not fucking with you. The only definition of success you should measure your life on is your own. You should be pursuing the life that you want, that is going to make you fulfilled and happy on a daily basis. You should be so mentally locked in achieving your goals that you can visualize where you want to be in 5, 10, 20 years time. Because if you are sat there and you cannot visualize your thoughts and your future makes you feel uncomfortable, then you need to start making changes to slowly change that outcome. If you find yourself in this position, I'm going to share you the exact framework that helped me regain my confidence and start pursuing a life that genuinely excited me to chase on a daily basis. Look, I ain't going to shove theoretical bullshit down your face because we don't need that. This is an actual process that helped me start to achieve the life that I truly want. I'm not there yet, but I'm in the process of doing it and I'm motivated, locked in while doing so. Look, a lot of people don't even know where to start when they go to try building the life that they want. So I'm trying to break this down as simple as possible to get you moving from A to B as quickly as possible. But you are likely making three critical mistakes. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what these mistakes that you are making, but you're also going to understand how to fix them. Right, so the first big mistake that a lot of people are making, and look, I've done it myself, is that you're just waiting for the absolute perfect time to start. I'd always say to myself, like, oh, I'll start after the holiday, or I'll start after Christmas, or I'll start after this person's birthday, or like whatever it is, you know what I'm trying to say here. Time never fucking comes. So the perfect time for you to start is whenever you literally decide it is. Like right now, period, full stop. The clock is ticking, whether you are building the life that you actually want or you are just sitting there hungover in bed, letting shit pass by you and like getting absolutely nowhere and just feeling worse and worse as the days go by. And as I said before, it is very, very safe to say these days that the years are literally flying by in what feels like months, like no shit, and the weeks are moving like faster than fucking Usain Bolt doing a 100-meter sprint. Like that shit is not going to change. So why are you sitting there wasting another day doing the same shit? Second big mistake is that you genuinely have no fucking clue what it is that you actually want. And that is a lot more common than you think. Be honest with yourself. Like if somebody asked you to describe your ideal life, you probably couldn't. And for a long time, I couldn't either. Be happy, have money. Like that's just a generic shit. They're just vague ideas. You like, as I said, you want to be successful, you want to have money, you need to get deeper into it. That way of thinking is genuinely like telling an Uber driver, oh buddy, can you take me somewhere nice? And then you get there, it's a fucking shithole, or you think it's a shithole, and then you try to give out to him for not taking you where you wanted to go. I spent a very large portion of my 20s chasing money, thinking money was what was going to make me happy. Reality is I was just fucking miserable. I found out later down the line I wanted freedom and I wanted to start living life on my own terms. If I wanted to go play golf, I could play golf. That shit is what excited me. So now, fast forward on a couple of years, I have a vision in my head that I can pretty much see it of what I want to achieve in my life. And it genuinely makes that daily pursuit towards that goal far more manageable, far more exciting, knowing that I'm keeping that dial ticking every single day just to get closer to where I need to be. Genuinely sit there and take 5 minutes. Let your mind, let your thoughts just calm the fuck down, let your mind flow, and genuinely think what it is that you want. And genuinely being honest, the stuff that you come up now probably won't be the same stuff that like you'll think in 1 to 2 months. It does take a while to really refine it and actually understand like what do you want. Like close your eyes, think about yourself, no stress, smiling, very fucking happy. Where are you? What are you working as? Who you're surrounded by? Simple as. And let that be your starting point and start building them from there. Finally, mistake number 3, focusing on the goals ahead of the system. So let me just explain this very fucking clearly. If your goal was, for example, to lose like 30 pounds, trust me, that goal will not get you out of bed at 5 a.m. when the gym's calling your name. But your systems fucking will. Simple as. Goals give you direction, systems give you the vehicle to get there. End of story. And don't get me wrong, goals are absolutely fucking excellent to keep you motivated, have a long-term vision, it's great. But there is a pitfall. If you blindly chase a goal without establishing what is going to keep you moving on a daily basis towards that goal, you are going to struggle. As I said before, if your goal was to lose 30 pounds, for example, What does somebody who is actively losing 30 pounds do on a daily basis? Hypothetically, like I said before, if your goal was to lose, say, for example, 30 pounds or whatever it is, you need to start thinking, what is somebody doing who is actively losing 30 pounds right now? Well, they're meal prepping on Sundays, they're training at 6 a.m. before work or after work. Although training before work is not necessary, I'm a big advocate for it. It makes you or force you to have a good sleep routine because you need to get to work early, keeps you solid, accountable, and disciplined. And it does give you that sense of feeling that you're doing something that not everybody else is doing, because the morning time is not the most popular time for people in the gym. Now, with that being said, don't watch this video and start doing all that shit right now. Start slowly, start implementing them over time. Even if it's on the first week, all you do is just meal prep. That is fantastic. You've started moving that dial then closer in your favor. Then the second week, throw in 2 to 3 days training per week, and then just let yourself snowball from there. You'll start picking up then consistent habits that you'll just refine and refine over time. The more resistance you have to a plan, the less sustainable it is going to be. Look, I'm not going to push it too hard. I have a custom built personal training system down in the description. You have your calorie counter, your workouts, your meal planners, everything you could possibly need. More motivational premium content in there. There is no expensive rip-off personal training bullshit. It is 60 quid one time. You'll be in a group with other men that are trying to achieve the exact same as you, and you'll have access to the system for your entire life. It is the best platform and deal you'll ever see on the internet. Anyway, back to the video. The goal is just literally the destination, and the system is the reliable vehicle, as I said before, that is going to take you there. Now look, I'm going to introduce a very simple but effective framework to get you moving in the right direction, because that is why you are here. And this is what is called the build framework. B is what stands for baseline. And when it comes to your baseline, you need to get brutally fucking honest with your self-assessment. Respectfully, don't be a little fucking bitch when it comes to having a self-assessment. You got to be brutally honest with yourself, because when you can be brutally honest with yourself, you'll start uncovering the shit that's holding you back. Avoiding your current reality is just going to keep you in the same fucking position. When I had to do my self-assessment, it was fucking awful. I'll have to be perfectly honest with you. I had to face some very, very harsh truths. I was about 20 pounds overweight. I was carrying a body that I didn't exactly like, and I was numbing all my emotions and all the shit that I had with alcohol, and I felt completely disconnected from myself. But genuinely, it hurt, but I had to fucking understand it. Talking about understanding, the you in the build framework is understands. You got to understand your why. You're not going to go into something, you know, without fully having a why, an emotional engine that is going to power you over everything else. Because when shit gets hard, you need to have something that you can fall back on. When I first started getting big into genuinely changing my life, my why was extremely shallow. And when shit got hard, like, I was literally back fucking on the booze, drinking, eating pizza. We're all going to die one day. That is the harsh reality of it. And for me, the thought of being miserable for the rest of my life motivated me more than anything to change it. I is for then identify your vision. And again, it's not some fucking vision board shit. You don't gotta print pictures and put them on a wall of just random shit. This is a detailed blueprint of your life. Think about, like, what time do you wake up? What do you have to do in the morning? What kind of work are you doing? Who are you surrounded by? What does it feel, or how does it feel to have the body that you like? How much money do you have? What are you doing with it? Like, well, it wasn't an ideal vision, but the vision to be the person that I wanted to be involved me waking up at 5 a.m., training on a daily basis, and helping other people transform their lives, both physically and mentally. And then, of course, being surrounded by positive and driven people. And of course, like, I'd be lying if I wasn't working towards my financial freedom to travel more around the world and to spend time with my family, friends, girlfriend, all that kind of shit. So get fucking specific. L is for laying out your system. So your system, as I said before, is the daily actions you take that is going to start taking you and moving you towards your vision, no matter how you feel. My system included, when I was, like, genuinely trying to change shit, was prepping meals on a Sunday. Still do that now today. Training at 6 a.m. Monday to Friday. Still do that now today. Getting more active each day. I still do that now today. I'm, like, doing 10k steps. Reading the Bible. I still do that on a weekly basis as much as I can. Reading information that I deem to be beneficial, because all the shit you see online is too much noise. Get back to the basics. And then finally, tracking your workouts and meals, which I still do today. So there's no motivation required. It is like clockwork, and you're just getting shit done. For D, you're literally talking about your daily execution. And honestly, this is where most people will start to crash and burn. They'll play all the planning and they get excited, but then they start, and then 2 weeks later they're just literally back to their old habits doing the same shit. Building the life that you want requires you to show up each and every day, whether you like it or not. And like, especially when you do not fucking feel like doing it, that is the days you should show up even more. And like, because no one's gonna give a shit if you quit. So you are the only person that's gonna hold yourself accountable. Like personally, I miss going nights on nights out. I would train when I was tired. I trained when I was sore. I trained when I was unmotivated, and I stuck to my nutrition when I was craving a fucking Domino's pizza. That's just the fucking harsh reality of it. And it's not because I am a fucking special being. Like, I'm not, because it's only because that I understood that the daily execution that I set out for myself is the only way that I'm going to get from A to B. Like, in terms of like losing weight and fitness, this is how, for example, you are going to do it. First, establish your baseline, like I mentioned before. Be brutally honest with yourself. Maybe, okay, you are 40 pounds overweight. Who gives a shit? We all have a starting point. Maybe you get winded walking up the stairs. Maybe you're eating fast food 4 times a week. Next, connect with your why, and don't just say some like generic shit that you want like to lose weight and you want to get abs. Like, get fucking real with it. If you're struggling to want to walk up the stairs, maybe you genuinely want to then be in a position where you can then start playing with your grandkids, or you're in a position where your health's not in the best place and you want to live longer to spend time with your kids. They're like the real shit you got to think of, and like, that's gonna what's make you feel fulfilled and accomplished. Then obviously like start creating your vision towards this, and like get specific, thinking about what your body looks like. How do you perform? How do you move? Are you able to go play like in tennis, baseball, football with your kids? How much energy do you have? After that, as I've mentioned before, you're going to start laying out your system, and these are the specific action that is going to bridge the gap for you from where you are now to your current reality in the future. Your workout plan, nutrition, sleep schedule, accountability, these are all mechanisms that is going to keep you moving from A to B. Then finally, like we said in the build framework, your daily execution, actually performing the workouts, actually going to the shop, planning your meals, getting your sleep in, and tracking your progress. Look, as I said before, if you need help with this, there is a personal training program down in the description. We'll work together. It is one-time fee, 60 quid. None of that expensive BS. We don't need those monthly things every single time. I ain't going to say more on that. If you're looking to change your life today, it's a fantastic starting point. I very much appreciate you sticking around for the whole video. It's my very first video. So if you'd like to see more of this stuff, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. And as always, I'd love to hear your comments down below.